My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. Notice: intellectual property theft is particularly egregious and equally unlawful where the sole inventor and creator of the intellectual property is the targeted individual. Erica Lorraine Spencer, subject to the unconstitutional and inhumane government system of gang stalking, otherwise referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices, because of which the intellectual property created by the targeted individual, who is, in fact, Erica Lorraine Spencer, as the intellectual property also proves, serves to establish via evidence and expose the existence of criminal surveillance and thus an inherent threat posed by the U.S. government and the civilian population sharing engagement in the unlawful system. Such evidence, that includes all of the content created by Erica Lorraine Spencer, images, videos, audio, etc., belongs solely and entirely to Erica Lorraine Spencer only and is necessarily published online in order to protect her life, safety, and liberty as the targeted individual, who is also the intellectual property owner, no less protected from theft procured through targeting by a public entity. Theft of any intellectual property belonging to Erica Lorraine Spencer, which is necessarily committed while she, being both creator and inventor, remains oppressed by the public entity via criminal surveillance, is a criminal and inhumane means of infringement under all circumstances and not protected nor enforceable pursuant to any invalid or fraudulent acts of copyright, trademarks, patents, etc., including as it pertains to any ideas associated with or generated from the intellectual property or the intellectual property owner, Erica Lorraine Spencer, whether creative, business, or otherwise, nor does the intellectual property owner consent to any such means of infringement and theft. Erica Lorraine Spencer here. The following is an audio version of video evidence that is captured for purposes of mass distribution, which is why I am capturing it and sharing it on the podcast for evidentiary purposes and also to reveal the wealth of documentation that extends beyond what it is that I document on podcasts. Much of the video and images will be published onto the YouTube channel, the P.O.C, and it is also shared on the Google Drive. Again, this is for purposes of revealing what I remain subject to, which is federal group stalking and monitoring. It is a demonic system of state surveillance that the government is practicing in concert with the people of the state, and it should be known and well understood that for the government to engage in federal group stalking and monitoring, this is a crime that is committed with a criminal purpose to threaten the life of an American citizen. This is to conspire to murder and or permanently kidnap an American citizen while engaging in a perpetual sex offense in concert with the people of the state. That's the entity stalking above me. This is the surveillance system, not an emergency. And after they cross path with me right here on Euclid, the sirens stop. That's the entity, the cloud path, and the entity is stalking. So is 1444 North Euclid. Very heavily documented. Southwest Airlines flying over the top of my head at 1444 North Euclid. Serial stalkers. The entity engaging in stalking by helicopter at 1444 North Euclid Avenue, and this is how your gang's stalking at the place of residence, and this is the entity that's engaging in that P.O.C. This is the entity that's doing so with people of the state, and this is the entity doing so under the fake sun. This is the entity that's going to be subject to martial law. Okay? Southwest Airlines maintains no flights, which you already know. Those are stalkers. That's the U.S. military that's maintaining psychopaths that are driving around disguising themselves as EMTs, and they also commit murder while they are in a position to disguise that and get away with it. They do that with the gang stalkers who are sharing in surveillance. They're not emergency services, it's surveillance. And they will be going to prison by virtue of documentation that I capture, that any American citizen captures while they're in that specific environment. Remember what the entity is doing by helicopter? I'm on this very street after 5 p.m., 1444 North Euclid Avenue, is engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring and furtherance of murder. By place of residence, it's a facilitating venue, not private property, and it's the same analysis for the entire city of Ontario. And you're looking again at the pattern. You're going to look at the mentally ill vagina monitors that are unfit to be in the medical profession while they are stalking in ambulances. That's absurdly psychotic. And this is relevant to all the other ones that use sirens and emergency vehicles. Michael GERKEN of the Ontario Fire Department, Mike LORENZ of the Ontario Police Department, and these are the demons that are being removed from position, and they are also going to be subject to what are necessary mandatory mental examinations while this surveillance system is underway. It's exposed now. And it's the same with the mentally ill population, where they thought that they were pulling a ruse over everyone while they maintain a surveillance system, while they want to steal, keep your genitalia under surveillance, and stalk you obsessively. All right, that's the P.O.C. It is 1444 North Euclid Avenue, 1452 North Euclid Avenue. My evidence shows the fake sun over me in the evening, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. All right, this is the P.O.C., and this is walking into Upland. That's sharing the pattern of conduct, seamless, ceaseless pattern of conduct. This is P.O.C. This is criminal summoning, 10:15 a.m. Oh my goodness, these really are some homosexuals. These homosexuals have been flying over begging me to acknowledge them. I don't care. They're going to prison and they're going to be sentenced in military tribunals, and they fly out. Oh, here you go. I want you to hear these homosexuals that are stalking. This is the entity that worships me, and they're stalking, and they're going to be committed with this evidence of stalking me obsessively. P.O.C. I documented a gang of the people of the state. They're being federally prosecuted for terrorism with the military. P.O.C. These are cowards. They are such cowards. It's laughable. And when these are indeed pansies. These are not men. These are women. And these are HIV infected women. So these are sick women that are bad for basically national security. Everybody needs to know their infected status. They are stalking me, little old me, because they're petrified of me. They're scared to death. These are cowards. They really are punks. That's why they're using a helicopter. Understand that the entire city of Ontario that are full of the dead, that I've already prosecuted on social media, are scared to death because they have lost. Stalking me in a helicopter is a show of cowardice, a show of being literally debunked of what you were lying about regarding who you are, and that's why they're in a helicopter flying in circles. They are mentally ill, but they're scared to death of me. That's what this is about, and the cowards are being prosecuted and committed. This is pathetic, and they will not have access to planes and helicopters anymore when I'm done with them. This is entirely a waste of existence. This is a waste of money. This is a waste of what is energy, and this is an entity of cowards who are scared because they're dying and they're going into poverty, and they're also going to be losing their mind, ongoing progressive mental illness because of the demons that have been engaged in what is dark magic. And as the entity is stalking me obsessively in helicopter, accomplishing nothing other than proving that I have been right about everything that I've been stating from the beginning, and that they have been, as an entity, obsessively stalking me. This is an entity that is only confirming everything about the truth that I've been stating. To engage in that sort of large amount of effort toward one person, this is the entity that wants to be looked at as something important and value, and they're nothing of that. It's all about me. It is all about me, and that is entirely pathetic. Understand, it's not about their children. It's not about their spouses. It's not even about their jobs. It's not about them and their well-being. It's all about me, everything that they're doing. It's not about going to the grocery store and buying food for their family. It's not going to work and making a paycheck so they can pay their rent. It's all about me. And all of that has imploded because I've prosecuted the mentally ill who as a society are stalking people. And I'm prosecuting the entire society, the system. And that is what used an entire helicopter. And that's what makes you feel better, to crawl into a helicopter. This is an entity that is speaking to what is a waste of existence. They don't have a purpose. Their purpose, which is criminal and psychotic, has been exposed. And their existence is now on literally a timestamp. It's like a stopwatch. That's entirely pathetic. And not only that, they're cowards. Okay? They are scared to death, but you already know what they're doing. And they're not doing it in front of anyone. It's not just me on my camera on social media. They're being watched while they're watching me, and they have been for years. It's entirely pathetic. They're not going anywhere where no one is not watching them. They're being watched when they crawl out of the helicopter. They're being watched when they get into their vehicle and they drive wherever they go. They're being watched while they engage in gay sex rituals. They're being watched ongoing while they are watching me. They're being watched while I'm laughing at them and publishing it on the internet because it's a thorough means of studying everything that I've stated, and who the people are that have been targeting me, and all of the details that I've exposed about them. Every aspect is being watched, and they are concerned about me pressing record here at the library. The fact that you are even engaging in that, understand, these are people that want to kill themselves. This is suicidal behavior. Understand that. That's the truth. This demonic society that targets people and that's actually engaged in surveilling all of us everywhere at all times, these are the ones who are actually suicidal. And they murder other people and claim that they hated themselves and that they wanted to end their lives and that they felt like they had nothing to live for and that's why they killed themselves. No. It's the demons that are engaging in psychopathic means of surveillance like this. Those are the ones that are in positions of authority. Those are the ones that can't face the truth about themselves. Those are the ones that are killing themselves. This is a suicidal, mentally ill person that is sharing mental illness. I want to be clear. The demons that are 16, 15 years old are equally as mentally ill and suicidal as the demons that are 62 and 63 gang stalking. It's born of the spirit. They have the same spirit. They're all cursed. And they're together communicating the fact that they worship me and that they're hostile because they worship me. And they're also angry and aggressively stalking me while they worship me. And they're mad because I exposed the fact that they worship me. That's what is stalking in a whole helicopter. This is mandating commitments, involuntary commitments, and martial law. P.O.C. It's 8:46 p.m. The entity was stalking as I'm on Hope Boulevard, Euclid Avenue, and G Street as well, stalking at El Pescador. The entity cannot hide its mental illness. It can't hide its obsession with me. It can't hide that it's a society of sex offenders. It can't hide that it's a society of stalkers. It can't hide that this is a surveillance society. They can't hide any of it. They also can't hide how psychotic they are. And they give birth to those who are psychotic. They're demons, all of them. Understand, that's not a human that's engaging in that behavior in a helicopter. That's a demon. That extreme conduct, that abnormal, irrational, unreasonable, far out extreme behavior, it's not a human. It's a demon. They're demons. This is the Nephilim. They're creatures. They're gargoyles. These creatures are mad because I told on all of them stalking me. And now I'm not just telling on them. They're going to suffer consequences, and they've already started suffering them. Such as you knowing that they're creatures and that they're here amongst us, trying to fit in amongst us, and that you ought not listen to them anymore and not be conditioned by them and influenced by them anymore. Start behaving like those who are created in the image of God. These are the demons you're listening to. That's what you're paying attention to when they're stalking me by helicopter. Pay attention. Because it's pathetic. They're creatures. They're not people. They're creatures. And unfortunately, they want to end their lives, and they also want to end the lives of their children. This is the reality. They want to kill themselves. They hate their own lives, they hate their existence, and they hate that everyone else knows it. Satan is miserable, but he doesn't want other people to know that. He carries on a facade. They can't carry on that facade because of me. And they really want to kill themselves, and they obsess over me with regard to distracting themselves from their own misery. They want to kill themselves. They sit up stalking me all day because they want to kill themselves. These are the demon possessed. And this is the unfortunate and harsh reality that you need to be aware of. This is literally what you are observing. Be aware of it while you are witnessing the exposure of the demon possessed and what they are doing. Not only do they want to kill themselves, they want to harm you as they harm themselves. That's not to spread fear, because you don't have anything to fear. These are lower beings, obviously. Look at what they do. But that's something you need to know. So you don't go party amongst the demons that want to kill themselves. You don't go party with them. You don't procreate with them. You don't form a family with them. You don't associate with them. There's a population of people that are going to federal prison, a population of them. And this is what they've been engaging in for the entire time. Every single last place where I'm at, and I'm documenting them, and I'm speaking to federal prison, these are the mentally ill as I've been documenting them. Hundreds of people that I've been exposed to engaging in conduct that's in violation of federal law that requires federal prison as the penalty. And this is the criminal system that they've been engaged in, and I never uttered one lie or exaggerated a detail. And this is the suicidal entity that includes Tracy Banks. Tracy Banks is suicidal. Tracy Banks hates herself and hates her life, and that's why she would target somebody that she's blood related to. That's why she would target other people, let alone someone she's related to. And it's the same with Jason Fields. Hates himself, wants to kill himself. This is why someone could talk you into things like homosexuality. This is why someone only has to give you half cockamamie stories in order for you to start targeting them and thinking about and stalking them in order to kill them. These are suicidal people. They're fools. These are the people that contemplate taking their lives. It's them, and it's their kids. It's their seeds that are cursed. That is what is crawling in a helicopter and focusing their misery on me. And you're still going to prison and you're still being committed. It doesn't change one detail. It confirms everybody that I've documented thus far. And my documentation goes back to 2018. Alrighty, this is the significance of this is not just that it's evidence to be used in the courts by the judges. All right, this is relevant to sentencing. This is relevant to the criminal engagement and the overall pattern of conduct. It's used against every single defendant, everyone that I've ever documented. This is the same pattern of conduct. So this is used to prosecute the demons that are monitoring me while I'm speaking to the P.O.C. that I'm subject to working for Mandridge Law Group in Chatsworth. Okay, this is evidence usable against everyone while the entity is gang stalking with the U.S. military. But I want to be clear, it's not just evidence to use to prosecute, it's evidence that is informing you about what is a threat to humankind. And they are being exposed and isolated from amongst us. They can't hide amongst us anymore. They're not even humans. They're not humans. And you do know them by their deeds. And they are freaks of nature. They are demons. They are creatures. They're lower beings. And they sit around stalking human beings like you and I. Stalking those who serve Christ Jesus as well. Stalking those who have been called to do his bidding, to do the Lord's bidding, to do the Lord's work. And they are entirely beneath what are the image that they want to reflect. They want to be known for anything other than what they are, obsessing over your privacy, over your genitalia, over your identity, sitting around studying us. Basically what AI is, which is the communication of a human being operating through technology, that, to put it loosely, after studying and monitoring us so much, they created what is technology, which is a means of trying to imitate human beings. This is what the demon possessed are. They're trying to imitate us, trying to imitate human beings. That's what a witch is, trying to imitate a gifted child of God. You can see there is nothing that these Neanderthals can act like once I've shown who they are, and they cannot control themselves. They can't contain their hostility. They are creatures that are stuffed into flesh to look like us. They are out of hell. And the spiritual realm is real. And the federal courts, while they are aware of that and acknowledging that, you cannot disregard it. But it is nothing that's going to, and under any circumstances, render itself impervious to prosecution. This is prosecution based on tangible evidence, submissible, fully submissible in courts. But it is an ongoing reference regarding the spiritual realm, regarding darkness, regarding that which controls the minds that are sickened, that engage in conduct such as stalking someone and harassing someone, engaging in what is trying to terrorize someone, even someone who could not care less. This is a banner regarding what is in need of serious medical attention. And it's a population that would refuse to accept it, refuse to concede that fact. But they, even in their silence, you know them. You already know them. And these creatures are being diagnosed. These creatures are being prosecuted. And the entities engage in this with regard to what is a lost war. And when you lose wars, you actually sit down as a good, with good sportsmanship, not the dead. They will, until the day that they expire, continue in a one-sided, delusional effort regarding what is nothing other than the provision of evidence, speaking to the necessity of martial law, the necessity of involuntary commitments, the necessity of extraordinary damages that are designed to break apart corporate entities, to break apart what is the entity that's maintaining criminal enterprises like the city of Ontario, the state of California. That is, makes up no part of a union. That's all they're doing. They're creating what is the formation of policies that are to surround the mentally ill, the special needs that are the demon possessed, their special needs. That's the P.O.C. That's what's obsessing over me and stalking a helicopter, accomplishing absolutely nothing. The only thing it does is it makes that raging psychopath that needs to be committed and is going to be committed, it makes them feel better for just a second. Maybe to stop them from blowing their own brains out, because that's what they really want to do. That's really what they want to do. This is the P.O.C. This is the suicidal that are gang stalking at 8:57 p.m. The people of the state are being federally prosecuted. And in the same way, when you're stalking me at the church, the next time I go to that church and everybody that's there at that church is engaging in gang stalking at that church, that's all the entity is doing, is telling on itself. All the details that I have already exposed and I've already made a matter of what is hard evidence. They are exposing themselves. That's it. That's all that they can do as well. They've been surrounded and they've been outmaneuvered. All right? They are not an elite group and there's nothing secretive about them. This is P.O.C. It's 8:57 p.m.
I said I got your bitch ass, bitch. Who you calling fucking
This is
gay?
the P.O.C.
Who you calling gay? Bitch, who you calling gay?
Who are you hitting?
Who are you calling
Who
gay?
are you hitting?
You're hitting bitch. Who are you? Who are you?
He was basically asking you.
Alrighty, this is P.O.C. This is who the suicidal lesbian that's physically attacking me. That's the military that's attacking through the people of the state. All right, and this homosexual who was hostile running toward me. You saw her running toward me. She had a box knife in her hand. In the event that she got beat up outside, she intended to engage in what is using that knife while she's attacking me, and I am stopping her. She's engaging in what is attacking on behalf of this entity. Understand? Is she going to prison? I documented the people of the state, the gang members that are stalking as the state of California, that is the city of Upland, the city of Ontario, that I documented by license plate, and they're all being federally prosecuted for the battery committed as a violent gang of stalkers, okay? And this is an entity that's engaging in these acts, and then I publish it on the internet, and then they come and engage in the same psychotic behavior, and then they are going through this brutal cycle, and you have the hostile demons that are stalking. That's a stalker. They're obsessed with me. And then they're mad because their obsession is a matter of public information. This is why they are going to be subject to martial law. And the demon that you see attacking me on video, this is an adolescent. She looks like an adolescent with engaging in what is assault with a deadly weapon. And she's doing so with regard to knowledge of who I am. She's a stalker. And she's a homosexual stalker. And she's an angry homosexual stalker. And she is a part of an entity, the society of stalkers that are using what are also helicopters, okay? Those are the homosexuals that are going to be prosecuted in a military tribunal, who are not going to remain any sort of mystery. And this is shared by Tracy Banks. Tracy Banks engaging in what is battery as an entity. She's a homosexual and incestuous sex offender who's obsessed with my vagina, and she's engaging in what is gang stalking me and engaging in battery through this overweight adolescent that's engaging in an act of violence on behalf of the cowards who are stalking me and are mad because everybody knows it. All right, that's the entity. I want to be clear, every single license plate that I documented today are being federally prosecuted for this criminal conduct. It's gang violence. And so they're all being identified by name today, but this is committed by the U.S. government, as I'm documenting in Upland in Ontario, California. So what you'll see reflected on the YouTube channel regarding prosecuting Paulion, who's committing battery today as an entity. Mike Lorenz, he's going to federal prison, also committing battery today as an entity. The Ontario Police Department are a part of that violence. That's on video while they're gang stalking as a department, and they committed battery as an entity, and that's the entity that's stalking by helicopter. This is the P.O.C. And that's relevant context regarding even the demons that are hostile because they're lesbians. They're obsessed with my vagina, and I capture evidence of that. And then when I publish the evidence of you stalking and you're still stalking, then you're angry about that. All right, while you're engaging what is worshiping me in things in expensive manners, such as in planes and helicopters, the Ontario International Airport is being shut down, and it committed battery today. This is the P.O.C. It is currently 11:49 p.m.